Last week I talked a little bit about why we do what we do in terms of asking the question, how is it with your soul? A question that you don't very often hear asked by anybody anywhere at any time these days. But there's other reasons why we do what we do. And I think that this is a really critical point. It's interesting as I interact with staff around here. And by that I'm referring to people who are working to produce this program and or are working to assist and undergird and provide infrastructure for some of the other comprehensive ministries of Crossroads. Wherever I go, whoever I talk to in this place, bottom line, are here for one reason. They have a sense of vocation. You know, that's a word you don't hear that often anymore, vocation. It used to be teachers had a vocation. It used to be that other professions had a vocation. Vocation just simply comes from a Latin word which means calling. They had a sense of calling. Well, as I interact with the wonderful people who work at Crossroads, I keep running into people who have a sense of calling. It's not just a case of a job, it's a case of calling to a ministry. And they see value and they see significance in doing what they're doing. Why? Because when you get right down to it, all of this filters down to you and somebody on the phone right here who are interacting on matters that touch the soul, on matters that touch the life. I have been very impacted by a comment that one of our staffers made a few months ago, and I've often used this term. He said, you know, so many people are living lives of quiet desperation. So true. In fact, it's very seldom you encounter someone who isn't dealing with an issue or some great challenge, and often they're doing it all alone, completely isolated. At least that's how they feel. You watch a program like this, you realize that there are other people out there who are struggling too. And you also are encountered with a bunch of friends. They really are. These people who are on the phones 24/7, ready to respond to you with a mature, insightful perspective on that which you are facing, and who are very happy, more than happy, to pray with you. Why? Because they have a calling to do this. It's not the money. In most cases, many of these are volunteers on the phones. It's not the status. They're behind the scenes. Nobody ever gets to know their name. It's just a simple sense of having a calling to want to help. You know, Jesus said he came for the broken and the sick, not the healthy. Well, the fact of the matter is, friends, that most of us are dealing with one kind of sickness or another, whether it's physical or psychological or spiritual. What an awesome opportunity with Crossroads Christian Communications, 100 Huntley Street, to have a sense of bond and connection and access to people who really care. People just like you who are there to make a difference in your life. So that's one of the reasons why we do what we do. And I'm glad that we do it. And that's one of the reasons why I do what I do, because I too have a sense of calling. I love this. I really do. It's right in the sweet spot of my giftings, my skill set, my interests. So to be involved in something like this really motivates a guy to get out of bed in the morning. It really does, even when he's been away all weekend and in airplanes. So when you call 888-288-0003, friends, you're calling a ministry of people who have a calling to minister to you. Don't forget that.